Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's that time of the month again when I review all the new releases that have come out over the past month. So for August, I have a few new releases to summarize here for you. If you're new here, I do this video every month, so I'll leave last month's linked down below. I also have detailed articles, videos on these different perfumes, comparing them to their other versions and their ranges. So I'll leave those linked down below as well as the links to where you can buy them around the world where they're available. And if you're a regular viewer, do check to see if you're subscribed. You can turn on notifications by clicking the little bell, and you can sign up to my newsletter in the description box and also pre-order Empress, my fragrance coming out in a couple of months. Cool, so I think I'm going to start with the one that's probably been the most sort of talk about, and that's the latest from Gucci, their Gucci Flora Gorgeous Jasmine. Now, if you're a regular here, you'll know that the original Gucci Flora Eau de Parfum is one of my favourite fragrances. It's now been discontinued, as have all the different versions that they had of the Gucci Flora, and now they just have this and Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia that comes in the pink bottle. They have Miley Cyrus as the face of both of the fragrances. So this one, Gorgeous Jasmine, is not as sweet as Gorgeous Gardenia, the pink one that was released last year. Gorgeous Gardenia really reminded me of Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. It was that sort of sweet floral. This one, Gorgeous Jasmine, is more just floral. There's a slight hint of the original. Like, you can tell they're related, like they're sisters, but it's more of a white floral, flowery, more innocent scent. When you first spray it, it's relatively strong and you get a decent amount of jasmine. I have to say though, it's an eau de parfum and it doesn't last a long time, and I've noticed quite a few of you putting in your comments as well that you find it's only lasting a couple of hours, and the price tag is quite expensive. I think just the 30ml was like 50 something pounds, maybe more. So they're not cheap. So I don't think this or Gorgeous Gardenia are a particularly great value for money, but they are a pretty bottle. I'm sure there'll be gift sets at Christmas. And I think if you're looking for a gift for someone who's relatively girly, feminine, then these are, particularly this one, Jasmine, is relatively safe gift, and it looks expensive and nice and pretty. I think if you find it on sale, you know, once it's been out for a while, then it's okay value for money. But yeah, it's just not as good as original Gucci Flora Eau de Parfum. So another big release this month from Izzy Miyaki. Of course, we lost Izzy Miyaki this month. He passed away. And around about the same time, this new fragrance came out in their range. It's a flanker or new version of a Drop de Izzy, which came out the other year, which is a lilac fragrance, quite a strong lilac. This new one is called a Drop de Izzy Fresh, and it is a more aquatic lilac, but it's still very much a lilac fragrance. The bottles are really nice to hold. They're kind of like a, you know, raindrop on your hand, very unique, as Izzy Miyaki fragrances always are, and they have this little indent in the back, so they're very easy to hold and to spray. Yeah, I really like them. They feel nice, and I love it's got this sort of blue and turquoise tint to the bottle, like sort of a rainbow of blue. So it's really nice. The scent, they're both eau de parfums. This isn't quite as heavy as a Drop de Izzy, but it's still an eau de parfum that really lasts. But this one is a bit more greener, a bit more aquatica, a bit more like your L'Eau de Izzy, the original one for women. But anyone who likes lilac, this and the original Drop de Izzy, I think, are your best value lilac fragrances. We had a new release from Kayali Fragrances, the sister of Huda Beauty. This new one is called Love Fest Burning Cherry. This is the travel spray. This one is definitely an autumn winter fragrance. I like it. It's a deep, dark, heavy cherry, like a really wintry cherry with a sort of burning fireplace feel to it as well, like deep dark woods, very much like more like Christmassy almost. So if you love that like deep, heavy syrup, not syrupy because it's not sweet. This isn't like Tresor Midnight Rose. It reminds me of sometimes you get sort of candles at Christmas that have a very deep, dark cherry winter cherry. It's that type of vibe. It's not a fresh cherry, cherry blossom. It's nothing like that. It's not like cherry flavored sweets. It's a black cherry, deep, heavy black cherry. It lasts quite well, and it's definitely one that you would feel very cozy in, but still feminine because of the sweetness of the cherry in the autumn and winter. So this is definitely, if you're a cherry fan, I think you'll like this. I think this is a safe blind buy for people that like cherry fragrances. I do have an article on the best cherry fragrances that I'll leave down below. So we had 3 new releases from Galan in their Aqua Allegoria range. This range, if you're not familiar with it, are super cute. They all come in these same bottles. They're kind of like green, nature, citrus type fragrances, all quite refreshing. They've released a new eau de toilette called Neurolia Vetiver, which is very unisex green Neurolean vetiver, so kind of like citrusy green, very refreshing. And then they've released 2 new eau de parfums. Normally Aqua Allegoria are all eau de toilette, so that's like their vibe, refreshing, but they've now started doing eau de parfums, which come with these gold labels on, and they're called Aqua Allegoria Forte. So they've done an eau de parfum in Rosa Rosa. This is a heavy rose, like quite a deep Turkish delight rose. Definitely for someone who loves the smell of roses. I almost found it a little bit sickly, but I found the lasting power was very good. You know, hours and hours later, I put it on in the morning, like in the evening, I could still smell it on me. So very good for lasting rose. And you're not getting any sort of patchouli or anything else in there, which they often mix with roses. It's just super rosy. The other one they've done in the eau de parfum is Mandarin Basilic, which is mandarin and basil. This is my personal favorite because it's really nice orange fragrance. I like Mandarin Basilic, the original eau de toilette, but now having it in an eau de parfum, I think, yeah, it's even better now because it's obviously stronger being an eau de parfum. The mandarin orange just feels a bit warmer. It's got more depth to it, but it's still, I would say it's still a daytime, spring, summer, maybe autumn scent. If you love your oranges, you know, just because it's an eau de parfum doesn't mean it's like heavy wintry. It's still quite refreshing. It's just better for lasting than the eau de toilette. And it just occurred to me actually that this would be really nice layered with the burning cherry, because you'll have like cherries and oranges. If you think at winter time, you sometimes get arrangements or something where you've got like a black cherry and like a wintry orange combined. So I think that's a nice combo as well, like a fruity winter fragrance. I love this. I think this is my favorite new release of the month. Zadig and Voltaire, they have a new fragrance out called This Is Her Vibes of Freedom. If you're not familiar, the original This Is Her fragrance has a chestnut note in it, and it's very unique. It genuinely has a smell of chestnuts. Reminds me of like at school when we used to get conkers from the chestnut trees and stuff. And the original is also very vanilla-y as well, warm nutty vanilla. I did a review on the range that they have now for women a few weeks ago, and so many of you commented saying that you love that original for her, the way that it's like warm. This one is, I think, like a spring summer version of it. It has that chestnut signature note and a whipped cream note as well, which also very similar to This Is Her, but then you've got a bit of a floral peony, rose, jasmine, so it's like a floral, a bit fresher version of original This Is Her. If you love This Is Her but you want something for when the weather's a bit more hotter, or like during the day and then wear This Is Her original at night, I think this is a good option. I do have an article on my website that goes through every version of This Is Her, because there are some that have been discontinued from the female range in Zadig and Voltaire, but I have linked to them on my article if they're still available. I searched them out for you guys. And then finally we have a really nice affordable fragrance new from Hollister called Canyon Rush. So you might have seen my video the other week comparing this to Canyon Escape, which is a orange blossom, refreshing, very affordable. These are literally like, I think it's like £16 or something. Canyon Rush is definitely more for the hot, humid weather. Very citrusy, very refreshing. Reminds me a bit of Versace's Dylan Turquoise, actually. Bergamot, peach, very much like everyday, fresh, affordable fragrance. I think you can get this from Essential for like 100 ml. It's 100 ml eau de parfum, and I think it's, yeah, like £16. They have 20% off there at the moment. Like, I think it's a great like everyday perfume for work. If you're somewhere that's got quite a hot climate at the moment, humid, it's very refreshing. I do think some of the Hollister fragrances are great value for money, and you can often find them discounted as well. And you get big sizes and eau de parfums for not very much money. Cool, guys, so those are my rundown of all the new perfumes this month in August. It's not as many as normal, but that's because I feel like we're in the quiet before the storm, because we're going to have all the new Christmas releases coming out soon, including my perfume Empress, of course. And I do know that there are ones coming out that I haven't been, like, they're not on sale yet, I haven't been able to get. A new version of Jimmy Choo, I Want You Forever, I think it's called. Again, that has cherries in. There's going to be a new Versace Dylan Purple. There's a new J'adore one that doesn't have alcohol in. There's a new YSL Libre Le Parfum, Prada Paradox with Emma Watson. So I know about these, and as soon as I can get them, I will, and I'll review them for you. If there are any other new ones, do let me know. People do message me about them, and half the time that's how I find out about them. So yeah, lots of exciting new releases coming up as we go for the peak perfume time of year, which is Christmas. Cool, but yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.